Hi, everybody. Did you forget what I look like? This is Radical Gardener, Katehart, and it's great to see you. I'm in Michigan. I live in Michigan now, and I'm living in a spare room of a dear friend of mine who's just been so wonderful, allowing me to stay until I move into my new place. I found a house for rent in Livonia, Michigan, and it's a wonderful house. It's a 3-bedroom house for $1,200 a month, and so I'm sure you all know how affordable that is. I get to build a garden, which I'm really looking forward to. Has a big front porch. It's pet friendly, and the landlord is an absolute doll. So why am I in Michigan? Well, over the last 4 months, I was going through so much, I didn't feel like I could really post a video. It was deeply personal. I was really grieving Joe for the first time since he died, which was 3.5 years ago. And there was just a lot of other things going on, and basically that Florida was just not really a great fit for me. There just wasn't a lot around where I lived. Yeah, there's the beach. The beach is great, and you can take walks, and the Publix grocery store is nice. But when it comes right down to it, there just wasn't the variety that I'm really used to in living in Michigan. And the more I thought about it, and the more I was grieving Joe, I realized that the move to Florida was really for Joe. I mean, Joe's really into, the tropics. He always wanted a swimming pool. I mean, he really got to live his dream at the end of his life, which I'll always feel really good about. But as time passed, I just realized more and more, this just isn't for me. And also, Diane and I decided to close down our center. It's not really what either of us want to do. What both of us want to do. Well, Diane wants to do research, and I want to teach. And teaching really is my passion. And so now that I'm back in Michigan, I'm going after that in a big way and really excited about it. So there's so much that happened that was difficult. And finally I hit the wall, and I'm going to try and be as brief as I can because so much was going on. But the tiny house I had, which is really an RV, but it looks like a tiny house. And I think it's been there sitting on that piece of property since 1995. So I think it's been there for quite some time. And as you know, there's an addition on it, as there is almost every RV or motorhome or manufactured home in Florida. People have sunrooms, and so mine did too. And if you remember, the one side of it was all glass, and it was an add-on. It was really cool, and it was what made it a very special place. So we all got 65 of us that were located on that property. We all got a letter about 4 months ago that the county said it is against the law for us to have additions, and we have to remove the additions. Well, if I remove the addition, I'd literally have almost nowhere to live, because I would be in about 250 square feet. It would be an impossible situation for me. And the same with everybody else. I mean, it's a part of their house. I mean, you'd have to remove their roofs. I mean, it was so absurd, and it has to do with corruption. It has to do. Florida's really starting to implode. So it was a good time to get out. We already know that Ron DeSantis is showing his true colors now, and so anyway. What they really want to do is put in manufactured homes and kick all of us out. Well, I'm fine. I'll land on my feet. But in the meantime, I have to do something about this place, which is, I'm sorry, I don't have my tripod with me, which is, sorry, I got sidetracked here. So let me pick it back up where I was. So anyways, these places are impossible to move. I mean, there are homes, and there were 65 of us that were impacted by that. Like I said, I'll land on my feet, but people that are living there, a lot of them are really, they're health is really challenged. Many of them live by themselves. I mean, they'll have nowhere to go. And it's happening all over Florida. The greed is just through the roof. There's 5,000 houses being built in the community where I live. And I know what they want to do is put in manufactured homes where we are. So anyways, they're trying to muscle us out. Okay, so fast forward. Anyway, so I start to think, and you know how I am when I get that inner voice. I listen to that inner voice and I say, okay, like I heard get out. That's what I heard. And I thought, I need to get out of here. I'm going to get caught with my pants down in this place. So anyway, I went ahead and made plans to sell it. And so we listed it. And like in the next 2 days, I got 1,500 views where looking at my place, I had 7 people show up offering me cash to buy it. And the reason for that is there's no single dwellings where I live. Actually, almost in Florida. It's all these big cement houses. They're all 3, 4, 5 bedrooms. They're just, and they're very expensive. And actually, that now people, if they're single and they just, they want like a small house, that's impossible. So now they're being offered to rent rooms for $1,000 to $1,200 a month, which is nuts. Okay, so 7 people show up with cash in hand to buy my place, only to find out that I'm not allowed to sell it with the addition, even though I bought it with the addition a year ago. So I started to have a meltdown. I mean, here I was stuck with this place. So I call one of the people that had reached out. He had been looking for a rental forever and ever and ever. And you're not allowed to rent or do a B&B. So basically, they just want to screw you over no matter what. So anyway, so he's taking care of my place. And I don't want to really go into the arrangement that, no, why not? I guess I will. But anyway, so he's renting from me, but he's also a handyman, and he's also fixing the place up. And so he's paying the lot rent and money on top so that I can make a little bit of money. And I was able to leave and not just lose my ass. Okay, so as all of this was unfolding, and my air conditioning wasn't working, and it was like so hot and so humid, and I was having all this grief, I started to have panic attacks, which I've never had in my life. And you know me, I'm really upbeat. I'm really a very happy person, but that had nothing to do with it. And if I didn't have my friend Eva and my friend Miriam down there, they really saved me. Eva would have me come over her house in the morning, and I would stay at her house during the day while Miriam was packing my place up and getting it ready to move. I just couldn't have done it with these 2 women. And so I owe them so much because they helped to really change the direction of my life. I just couldn't have done it without them. It was amazing. So I saw an acupuncturist down there. He really helped to just calm me down. I started drinking valerian root. I drank it all day long in my water. It really worked. And just got myself together enough where I could get in my car, have my car packed, and take my cat's macaroni and cheese and my dog, up to Michigan, because I had this place I could stay for free until I sorted things out. And then in the meantime, I knew just the way that things were going that I could not travel with 4 cats. I've already done this before, where I have a car full of animals. I was so exhausted that just I couldn't even fathom how I would carry them from the car into the hotel for the night as I was driving up. So I found 2 incredible homes for my cats. My friend Eva took Steve, and she's just loves him. And she was just going to watch him until I could get him up here, and now she tells me she won't give him back. And I'm so glad it sounds like he's really, really happy, and she loves him there. And she has a big lanai, and it's air conditioned, and he gets to hang out, by the pool, just like he did when we had our house with a pool. And then my other cat, Kitten, my neighbor, she was looking for a therapy cat for her son. He'd just been approved for a therapy cat, and my cat, Kitten, really loves to be by himself and loves to be petted. So that's going to be his life now, is he's going to be with this, sweet, young man who's got some mental issues, but, is just dying to have a cat. He's always posting pictures of Kitten on Facebook of how much he loves the cat. And so I couldn't have found a better home for either of my animals. So it was just divine intervention, and off I went. And that doesn't mean I wasn't crying and I wasn't missing them, but it was a great solution to what was going on in my life. The minute I got up here, my health just completely improved. The weather really suits me. I've got workshops booked. I have, voice students now. I mean, it's just really been great for me. I've wanted to make a video every single day, but as soon as I got here, I hit the ground running, and, and just getting my life, going in this new direction. So anyways, I do want to say that one of the things that really was profound for me through all of this is that as I was really suffering and, always on the verge of tears and feeling like I was having a heart attack all the time, what I found was making me feel better and feeling and not so caught up in my own stuff is that the kinder I was to people that I was encountering throughout the day, the better I would feel. It was a really interesting dynamic. The kindness was just pouring out of me. And I think that there was such a deep place opened in my soul and my heart, and that's definitely the place where Joe lived. But this place really opened up, and all I could be was kind and hyper aware of how people were doing around me, and opening doors, and, making sure if somebody only had a couple of groceries to go ahead of me, and talking to the cashiers and recognizing how tired they were. And I mean, it was just this thing that's now really permeated my life. And I've always been kind. Well, maybe not always. When I was younger, I was nuts, but for quite a while now, I've been very kind, but nothing like this. I mean, it would just almost bring me to tears of how much empathy I had for everyone around me. So honestly, to have that new dynamic in my personality and in a part of my soul, it was worth going through what I went through. So anyway, that's what's been going on. Thanks for your patience. I love that I have subscribers. You guys have been so loyal. And I will not take advantage of that anymore. I have so much to talk about, so much that I've been discovering, books that I've been reading, and I really want to share them with you. I can't wait to share building a new garden, just the whole thing. So anyways, I love you all. Thank you for allowing me to make this video and to share this. It's a personal video. It's very personal, but yeah, I know you'll understand, and I'd love to get input from you, and if you've gone through something similar and how you've come out on the other end. Anyways, all right. So, Radical Gardener, from my garden to yours, may your garden always grow, and I'm sending you a ton of love. Okay, bye.